What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Gotians Games and welcome back to another SAOIF video. And in today's video, I am doing a skill showcase, and today's skill that we are going to be taking a look at is Sword of Light Asuna. And I'm going to just be talking about the skill and why I love it so much and why it's actually made rapiers my new favorite weapon to use in this game. So make sure you guys are hitting that like button, subscribing if you guys are new. I got something in my eye. What the hell? Anyways, we're going to talk about Sword of Light Asuna, so yeah, do all that stuff. Alright guys, so, like I said, we're going to be talking about Sword of Light Asuna today. And let's go and read the skill really quick for you guys. Piercing Frost is when you use it, as a normal skill. 643% damage, 3 times hit, single foe. So it is, kind of like a boss killer. Bonus 25% increase with critical damage. So your critical damage will go up by 25%. Now, I don't know if that's on your next skill. I mean, it's not specific enough. Now, when you use it as a burst skill, Piercing Frost Burst, 1,235% damage, 3 times hit, single foe. Now, this is the current stats that I have on it. I don't have it maxed out. I ran out of record frames, and I don't have enough Memoria Needer to fully limit break it, but I will eventually. Pierce Attack 4 is a buff that you get from using this. Critical rate increases by 28% as, level 83 for 30 seconds. Great buff. 50% increase to your critical damage. Great freaking buffs. Oh my god, it's fantastic. If you want to activate this skill, you need to use a thrust, 2 water abilities, and then the burst skill. Now, I'm lacking water abilities on my rapier setup, so because of that, I'm running this this Lifa skill, which is a free Lifa skill that they give you, Tough Girl Lifa, so that way I can activate my burst skill. Now, we're gonna run this on the floor 13th boss, just because I know you guys are probably tired of this boss. I'm exhausted on this boss, to be honest with you. But we're gonna be running this, and I'm gonna showcase basically how great this is for a crit setup. So if you guys are running rapiers, and you have this burst skill, I'm hoping that you're running freaking crit on it, because it's fantastic. All right, so I'm using this in conjunction with a couple other setups. That's not what's important in this video today, but I will show you guys this setup that I'm using later on, so you guys are aware. I kind of did that in reverse. So the way burst skills work is they make you invincible for when you use it, which is fantastic for for that moment, if you time it properly. If you mistime it, then yeah, you're gonna have a problem. But the thing that I really love about this burst skill compared to some of the other ones is it's a very quick burst skill, which, oh my god, I love it. It makes it even better, the fact that it's a very quick ability, so it doesn't really affect your DPS. Now, it kind of glitched there, which was kind of funny. I mean, that happens every now and then on burst skills. It'll glitch, not do the proper animation. But it's not a big deal. It still goes off, and you're still getting the immunity, or yeah, immunity is a good word for it. So right here, boom, I used it, perfect timing, boss can't hurt me. So it does a good amount of damage, and like I said, it's a very, very quick ability, which is one of the best things about it, because if you have a long burst ability, then it takes away from how much damage that you do overall, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it is, but it isn't. Like you see here, the burst skill made quick work of this boss. It was freaking awesome. I love that skill so much. Now, I'm going to go over the setup that I have, because the way that I put my setup, I did it specifically for the burst skill. So we're going to go through my setup, so that way you guys can kind of see how I'm running things. So, now that we actually showcased the skill itself, which went very smoothly. So the setup that I'm using, I have this skill on Switch. I used to use this Asuna on Switch because it's, decent damage, but because I want the extra water attack, that's why I put it on Switch. So, I mean, granted, I don't need to. It just makes it faster. Because I could, in all essence, just use this Leafa skill, since it is a short cooldown ability on this Leafa skill. Hell, even the skill itself has a relatively short cooldown that you can actually just use the skill and then, use it on switch, then use it again, and then wait for the cooldown, and then you can use the actual burst portion of it. But, I put it there as a switch just to make things easier. I have it on switch, and I have the Leafa skill. Now, this Asuna skill increases my critical rate and critical damage, which, awesome. Like, you always want to have extra crit when you're running rapiers, especially when you're running that burst skill, because the burst skill increases crit rate and crit damage. It's fantastic ability. Now, you guys are probably wondering, why am I using energetic Asuna? Because that's a bleeding ability. Well, I'm going to tell you why. The reason why I'm using it is because on my defensive setup, or, my armor setup, I'm running high jump Sachi, which increases the critical rate when an enemy is bleeding. So that makes it even easier to do crits and do more damage overall. And there's a fly on there. And it increases the chance to make the enemy bleed. Now, this is the Green Spirit Seeker Leafa, which increases your critical rate when your HP is above 75%. Great ability, especially if you're good to dodge. And then, of course, Energetic Silica increases your attack. But then this Asuna right here, this is one I'm using, Relaxing Morning Asuna, increases your critical damage by 18% at level 80 and increases your attack as well. So, as you can see, I based it solely around crit rate and crit damage. So that way I can get the most out of these two abilities, which are my main damage dealers. Now, the Energetic Asuna does a decent amount of damage in and of itself, but these first two abilities do my most damage. The burst doing the most damage on my skills. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button, subscribing if you guys are new. I will get this thing to level 100 eventually. It's just, I ran out of record frames, man. I pulled too many skills on the Leafa banner, and this was one of the skills I pulled on that Leafa banner. And because I pulled too many skills on it, first world problems, I ran out of record frames. Because, yeah, I've been lazy and not farmed them. So that's my fault. That is solely on me. I could have just gone ahead and ran every event and get all the freaking record frames on there, but I didn't. Again, my fault. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you on the next video. You guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out, guys.